I was doing 100 rifles in Spain, and I got a call could I quickly fly to Los Angeles, to Hollywood, and do a screen test at Universal Studios for a film called Colossus, the Forbin Project. I flew back, did the screen test, flew back to Spain to finish 100 rifles. I was sharing an apartment. My wife and I were sharing a huge flat with Fernando Lamas and Esther Williams. And I remember the call came in from Alex Brewers, the agency. Said, Lou Wasserman loved the test, wants you to play the lead in the picture as an American scientist. And I thought, whoa. He says, but, I said, what? He says, he wants you to change your name. I said, no, I won't do it. I'm not going to do it. He says, well, let me call you back in about an hour. So I told my wife, who has always been enormously important in some of those very important decisions in my life. And she says, remember what Kurt Jürgens told you, and remember the fate of Maximilian Schell and Horst Buchholz. They have played nothing but Nazis, and you have always wanted to get out of that. And that made sense. And then began the search for a name. And I took a new name to the set of 100 Rifles every day, and we were trying it out, and they said, don't change your name. I said, well, you're not in my shoes. So I took the first part of the village I came from in Germany called Braeden. And Eric is a Northern European name, could be British, could be anything. And hence Eric Braeden and Lou Wasserman, they liked it, and they said, okay. But I felt very strange about it for a long time. And then I did Colossus, and Joe Sargent directed, and Stanley Chase produced. Two very nice people. Joe Sargent was a wonderful director. And we did it on stage 12 at Universal Studios. And when you suddenly star in a film, things change very quickly. It's an uncanny feeling, a very disconcerting feeling, a very unbalancing feeling when you suddenly star. Let me give you an example of how that changes things. They used to have a commissary at Universal Studios where everyone had lunch. And I'd done a lot of Run for Your Lives and all kinds of television shows, and you always saw, punctually I think at 1, Lou Wasserman walk in with the suits, Sid Sheinberg and various other people, about 5 or 6. They always moved to the back table, and they walked in regally, like a king, that Lou was. And they sort of passed every table. So suddenly you star in a film, and that entourage stops at your table. So Lou Wasserman's, Eric, how are you? Now imagine how unsettling this is. A new name, suddenly the most powerful man in town stops at your table and says hello. So it's a very unsettling feeling. Spielberg was on the set almost every day watching. I didn't know him then. And Joe Sargent was the director. Wonderful man. Was an actor before. Great man. And Stanley Chase was very supportive, very nice, the producer. And Susan Clark was in it, and George Savile Brown, and Gordon Pinsent, and William Shallot, a wonderful cast. That is arguably one of the most pivotal moments of my career.